Welcome to the Astro Vibe of the Week. I'm Shira, the creator and founder of Abracadabra Astrology, bringing the guidance of the stars, the planets, the asteroids, all the magic of the cosmos down into the body, down into the earth, so that we can embody it and live our best lives. I'm in my new space. I'm just getting settled into it. I have had a whirlwind of change, and thank you for being on this ride with me. The change will continue, and I imagine that you also have been through change and inner transformation, because that is what 2025 is all about. It is a 9 year. It is a year of closure and clearing and realizations so that we can have this skin shedding rebirth. And I'm here for it, and I hope you are too. Let's get into the astrology of this week. So if you don't already know, Mercury is retrograde. And the planet of the mind, our thoughts, our beliefs, how we mentally process information, how we articulate and communicate and speak and share and read and write and think, went retrograde on November 9th in the sign of Sagittarius. So anytime we have Mercury retrograde, it is always a call to slow down. We want to connect to the RE words. We want to reflect. We want to reevaluate, rediscover, reconsider, realize, and relax. Because when the planet of the mind goes retrograde, sometimes we forget that it is actually a time to pull back and lean back instead of lean forward. And we start to get a little riled up, especially when Mercury retrograde is in a fire sign. So Mercury is about the mind, and Sagittarius is about mental expansion. Going beyond where you have ever gone before. Sagittarius wants more and more. It has an insatiable hunger for growth, for discovery, for new awareness, for new understanding, for learning, for being a student of life. Sag is hungry to live. Sag wants a big life experience. And for some of us, that is going to be an awakening of joy, of what we do want more of that we had forgotten. And in the slowing down, we will create space to remember that inner joy of learning, of expansion, of curiosity, of playfulness, of fun, of fire, of passion that Sag offers us. But for some of y'all who have mutable placements, right? Especially in Sagittarius, you have Sun, Moon, Rising Sagittarius. You have Sun, Moon, Rising Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising Pisces, but especially that Sag energy, at least before Mercury goes into Scorpio, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We have time. We have all the way until 11/18 in this Sagittarius energy. And we're getting a preview of the sun shifting into the sign. But first, we're exploring what it could look like to expand our mind into new beliefs, new ways of thinking, new ways of being, and of experiencing life in a way that creates joy, and exuberance. Remember that Sagittarius is connected to the planet of Jupiter. Jupiter brings blessings, Jupiter brings abundance, and Jupiter also expands the energy. When we're working with this kind of Jupiterian, Sagittarius joy energy, we have an opportunity also to look at the positive in wherever we might be struggling in life. Because Sagittarius is the philosophy teacher, the philosophical teacher. And it knows that there's always something to learn in every situation, as uncomfortable and difficult as it is. There's always something to learn. And especially when we are talking about Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, because now we have Mercury, the planet of the mind, retrograde, reflection, revision, reconsider in Sagittarius, our ability to see more of the positive side, change and let go of what's not working. So we have this like incredible energy of shifting and changing and being able to cut out, clear, and release in a faster way what we know isn't working for us anymore. We have more downloads, we have more aha moments. We don't have to hold on to the past. That's not what Sagittarius is about. Sagittarius is the archer. Pull the arrow back so you can aim properly in the direction of your heart, your desires, your dreams, and most importantly, your joy. We got to bring more joy in, right? That's what we want now. We want to step into a place of more lightness and joy, which is a little bit weird when we're in Scorpio season, because Scorpio's like, let's go dark and deep. And you know there will be a new moon in Scorpio towards the end of the month. And we've got Uranus retrograde and Jupiter's going retrograde. So there's a lot of change and transformation, and it's very shifty energy. And in these kind of times, it can be very challenging to find your light and your spark. So this Mercury retrograde is the time to think the thoughts that light the spark, but more importantly, to do the things that light your spark, to feel the way that you want to feel, and reevaluate and reconsider what's not working. And that might literally, y'all, it might look like just take a fucking nap, like lay down, slow down, get a massage, relax. You don't have to charge forward. You're not going to be able to anyway. And if you're charging forward, you're going to find yourself back where you started in a circle. And we don't want that for you. We want expansion, joy, and love. So take it from the cosmos. The cosmos are saying, hey, girl, or boo, hey, boo, hey, human, watching this. You don't have to speed up. You get to slow down so that we can continue to shed and clear what is no longer alignment in this 2025 portal of massive transformation and upgrades. Now, on this same week, 11/11, on this same exact week, Jupiter, which is the planet connected to Sagittarius, who brings blessings, abundance, expansion, and also wisdom, like higher wisdom, the philosopher, through the experience of your life, is going to go retrograde. So now we have another retrograde planet. Uranus retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and these are big players that are massively impactful in our personal journey. So as Jupiter goes retrograde, we get to feel the experience. Remember that Jupiter right now is in a water sign. Jupiter in Cancer, that is about your emotions, your inner world, how you feel your life. And Jupiter in Cancer gives us more connection to our intuition and the vibrational energy of our intuition, not just through the mind portal, but through the body portal and the subtle energy. And this is massive to have Jupiter in the sign of the vibe checker, feeling the vibes. Now, because Jupiter expands and brings more of wherever Jupiter goes in your chart, like the Santa Claus, like with the bag of gifts for the little kids in the family, like I've got some gifts for you. By the way, I was raised Jewish. I'm more spiritual than, but you know, whatever it is that you celebrate, you get the Santa Claus with the bag with Jupiter. He's got gifts, right? So these are different kinds of gifts than, you know, a Huffy tricycle. This is like, what wisdom are you learning from your body? How loud can your body get before you listen? How loud can your subtle energy be that tells you what's good for you and what feels aligned in your heart and what doesn't? For example, have you ever been around somebody where all of a sudden you get this like gut solar plexus kind of squeezing, or maybe your heart feels heavy, or maybe I'm clearing my throat for exaggeration. Maybe it's hard to speak and share your truth around this person, or maybe you have like a tailbone injury or a broken leg. That would be root chakra. Our experience in our life is always communicating to us. And Jupiter retrograde says, what is the lesson? Like, what are you learning? And oftentimes, especially related to any sort of injury, illness, sickness, even a cold, whatever it is related to your body needing something different, your energy system needing something different, and an ask to slow down and recuperate. And all of these retrograde planets are saying, please, human, can we slow down a little bit so that we can find where we are in space and time and be able to know, feel, and acknowledge and intentionally create what is the next thing we want, because we don't want to carry what we've been carrying in 2025 into 2026. And the squeeze, the pressure is on. It's strong. It's we're being really squeezed by the planetary energies, and it's not a bad squeeze. It's how do you make diamonds? The rock gets squeezed, pressurized, and pushed in order to create a new energy. That's what alchemy is. You change one thing from another. And we're having an alchemical process. And most likely in January, girl, like you might not even recognize yourself. You might not even recognize yourself. You're going to be new. So now it's about surrender to the process of transformation. And the stronger that you hold on and you grip, the more challenging it is. But you already know that because you're in it and you're here with me now. And if you were not willing to surrender the old on some level, even if it's just subconscious, you would not hear a thing I'm saying, because I am speaking at a different vibration for people who are on a massively transformational, aligned, truthful, soulful journey. And I know that that's you. So Uranus went retrograde 11/7, so over the last weekend, depending on when you watch this. And that means that wherever you have fixed signs in your chart, you will have an opportunity to go back to where you were, clearing, releasing, and letting go of what is not authentic. Because Uranus is about creating, crisis and changes, like big sudden aha moments, or people coming in, people going out, so that we can align with our future. Uranus is the planet that connects to Aquarius. So this is about the future. And you know what sign is hosting Pluto, the planet of deep alchemy and transformation? It's Aquarius, right? Pluto's in Aquarius, a fixed sign. So fixed signs, especially Taurus, sun, moon, rising. Maybe you have Taurus on your north node, your midheaven, your moon. Just check your chart for Taurus as well, because there is a recalibration and like a final clearing, a final cut. Because come April of 2026, when Uranus shifts into Gemini, whatever lessons we needed to learn and complete as Uranus went through Taurus are done. We're not going back. You are not going back. And the journey started a long time ago. This is pre-COVID we're talking about, 2018. And it's continued all the way up to 2025. And there is an asking now, as Uranus goes retrograde back into this part of your chart, what are you continuing still to make that final surrender, that final release, so that you can have the upgrades that you actually want? And you can stop kind of pretending and not being authentic and trying to fit in and doing things that aren't actually aligned with you. Uranus won't let you do any of that. And society teaches us to conform ourselves. And if you follow the cycles of nature, there's nothing conforming about it. And this is the time where we're getting more in tune with the cycles of nature. We're getting more in tune with the planetary energies. We're getting more in tune with the energy of awakening to higher frequencies. So massive change and revelations. And this is really there's like a big test happening. And we're being asked by Great Spirit, are we really wanting what we're wanting and saying that we're wanting? Or are we just saying that we want it and then taking the actions of the past? The more we take the actions of the past, the more we are going to get what we got in the past, and the more we're going to suffer. So this is a green light from Spirit to stop suffering and to step into what we really want. And always, y'all, when we go on that journey, it's uncomfortable. Change is never comfortable. Uranus is the teacher of that. Uranus says, we're going to have a little discomfort, and it is for your highest and best, so that your entire frequency can upgrade. We want a cellular upgrade so that we can stop saying we want something and taking actions and doing things and thinking thoughts that are not that thing. And we can get all of our cells on board with a coherent yes. And when we get into that state, we get the thing, whatever it is, even if it's so simple as I want more joy in my life. We're being recalibrated to it, to our future selves and what we really want. So allow yourself to be a mess as well, because Sag, remember Mercury retrograde in Sag, loves a mess. Sag loves a mess because that's how you live life. Live and learn. We live, we learn, we get huggies. So that's a diaper commercial, right? Yeah, maybe we need a diaper right now. Maybe we're pooping our pants because we don't really know what's happening. That's okay. Let it out. Get some huggies. And just know that you are exactly where you're meant to be at this exact moment in time, and it is all working out for you in your highest best. And now we get to decide if we are truly and deeply open to all the good that is to come, and to have patience and kindness with the pace of which it arrives. Have the most beautiful, wonderful week ahead. We will be entering next week on 11/19, the Scorpio new moon. It happens right as Mercury retrograde shifts into Scorpio. Woo! It's going to be good, deep, and transformative. So I'll see you then. And until then, have the best week ever. I know that you will. I'm sending you all the love, air hugs, lots of love. See you on the other side.